Yeah, pause this other vlog I'm watching. Hey babe, I'm vlogging today. You're in the vlog. I'm getting your naked body in the vlog right now. She knows I'm not. Anyways, today's Avengers Day. Avengers Day it is. Babe, you excited for Avengers today? She can't hear me. I'm sure she's excited. So, Avengers today. I asked if you're excited for the Avengers today. She says sure. She's more excited than she leads on. Anyways, like I was saying, Avengers Day today. We're gonna go see the Infinity War. I can't talk. Infinity War finally today, and I am super excited. We don't really know what's gonna happen. I've been staying away from spoilers as much as I possibly can. We don't know what happens in the comics. Well, I know in the comics like everybody dies, but besides from that, I don't really know much about what happens in the Avengers Infinity War. Unfortunately, I wasn't a comic book nerd when I was growing up. So today will be all new. I'll definitely be giving my impressions on the Infinity War from a news perspective that doesn't know a whole lot about what's going on. Should be pretty exciting. Excited to go. First stop for today is stopping by our, Sarah's childhood friend's house before we go. He's the one that hooked us up with the tickets to go, so big shout out to him. Mr. Well, I don't know if I should say his name. He probably don't want me to. He wants to stay anonymous. Very anonymous, even though he was in one of my older vlogs about women loving piercings. Go check that video out. I might have a link in the description below. Who knows? But if you want to see women that loves piercings, check out one of my older videos. If you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be put out, more vlogs, videos talking about gaming and gaming culture, nerd culture, pretty much talking about everything on my vlogs. It's going to be different. Probably won't catch on. Vlog style game reviews, vlog style game news. It's different. It's going to be very different. Like I said, if you want to see more of that stuff, subscribe down below. Man, I'm sneezing. Alright, anyways. Sarah's finishing up her shower. She won't let me show you her naked body, so we'll see you in a minute. Look at that handsome guy up there. No, I told you guys he wanted to be incognito. Incognito. It's weird. There they are. There they are. There they are. There she is. There she was.
What?
Yeah. Oh!
Good song.
Look at that knee space. And look at that knee space.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Oh, look at that handsome guy.
Stopping by the bank? Oh, Lennon.
Crank it up, Caleb. Back it up. Back it up. There it is.
Put a party roll, y'all. How cool is that? Get up, stand up, come on, put your hands up. If you got that feeling, jump across the ceiling. I don't know what he says here, but I'll bust him in the eye, and then I'll take the punks home. Feeling funky, but I got more rhymes in this cups in a Dunkin' Donuts shop.
Yeah.
That was gold.
I can feel it being weighed down a bit.
What? You didn't want to be part of it? She doesn't want to be part of it still.
It's okay. She's camera shy.
But look how beautiful she is.
Aww.
Oh, and then that beauty right over there.
False.
Back your rope if your girl steps.
No.
Toyota drivers.
That burned down?
Oh, fuck.
Somebody had an
Somebody had a
irresponsible
barbecue they'll never forget. Wait, what's that stupid bear say? Only you can
prevent forest fires.
There you go. Forest fires.
Whatever.
No,
I said
He says wildfires.
Caleb.
I remember the commercial. I love that fucking bear. What's his name? Smokey or something?
Smokey the Bear? Like Smokey the Bandit?
Smokey and the band?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something like that.
I want to go to
Bogey's Golf Course.
Tavern.
Bogey's Ooh.
My favorite. What kind of car is it?
Shiite.
Looks like
It's
a Fiat 500.
Fiat, no.
Is that a verse? No, that's
Yeah,
a
it's
Fiat.
It's the 500.
500L?
Yeah, 500L.
Stands for 500
Loser?
laborious.
It's basically just a bigger cabin with just as much bullshit in it.
That's sad.
Oh, I forgot my ring.
What does Fiat stand for?
I guess I'm
Fix it again, Tony.
Still does.
I forgot my rings today, so Eliseo's my mistress.
I'm your mistress?
Yeah. Or maybe I'm yours, I don't know.
I'm a mistress, guys.
What?
I'm a mistress today.
I forgot my wedding ring, so.
I'm a mistress.
Alright.
I survived. All right. So it's obviously the next day. Probably just heard the snapshot thing beep. Hate that thing. Anyways, I survived the movie. Welcome to, I guess, the rest of the vlog from yesterday. Well, I guess 2 days ago, technically. I wanted to sleep on the movie some more, think about it, ponder it, discuss it with other people that have watched the movie. Just so I don't give a quick review, so to speak, quick discussion on it off of, hype. Because everybody knows that hype can, make things seem a little biased or not true or just not what it should be. So it's been a couple days. I think I've died down from the hype, even though probably not really, because it was such a good movie. Like, I just still thinking about how good that movie was and how well they made it. Such a good movie. I recommend that everybody that's following the Marvel universe in any kind of way go see it. But I'd also recommend that you watch the other movies first before you go see it. That way it doesn't just seem like a bunch of random superheroes are just showing up and whatnot. Because that's something that my sister-in-law said or mentioned the other day, I guess yesterday, when we talked to her about the movie. She says that she hasn't seen all the movies, so she was a little bit confused about who was there and why they were there and such, and why some people weren't there. I guess there's only a couple of heroes that weren't there in this film, and they did a quick and good explanation of why they weren't there. I'm glad they said something instead of just ignoring it, which is good. It's good to acknowledge why some of the characters weren't there. And I don't know if I should expect them to be there in the next movie or not. Some people are, some people aren't. I'm not expecting them. Well, I'm not expecting one of them to be there in the next movie. The other one, possibly. I guess we'll have to see, because the stakes are quite high right now. And I doubt they're going to care about the circumstances of, what they're in. Such a good movie. Like I said, recommend you see the other movies first. I recommend that you especially see Black Panther, so you kind of see what's going on there when that stuff arrives. And yeah, it was just such a good movie. They had some really emotional parts. It was like a constant roller coaster, and from what I understand, the movie's like 2 hours and 45 minutes, almost 3 hours long. To some people it felt a little long, but for other people like myself and my friend Caleb that you saw earlier, we didn't feel like the movie was long at all. It just felt like the pacing was so good. Like, some movies you can feel the length of it being a little long, like some of the later Transformers movies. You can feel the length of those movies, where there are some slow parts where you're just like, is the movie almost over yet? And just waiting for the movie to end. In this movie, I didn't feel that at all. I felt like the pacing was just spot on, perfect. Even at some of the slower moments, it didn't feel like slower moments. It just felt like it was just setting up for the next big moment. And they were always pretty quick. So the 2 hours, 45 minutes felt like maybe an hour and a half to me. I don't know. It just was really good. The pacing was spot on. Didn't feel like it was dragging on. The slow points were excellent. They had purpose. They weren't just there to just filler and anything. They had purpose. Every scene in that movie had purpose. And I'm just glad that they made the movie the way they did. They weren't scared to make the movie follow the comics. And honestly, I didn't read the Infinity War comics. I'm not sure if that's what they're called in the comics. I didn't read them, so I didn't totally know what was going on. I had an idea of what would go on because I was talking to other people that have read the comics about them, and so is my wife. But I didn't really have any idea, for the most part, what was going on. Just I knew what was going to happen in the end, essentially, and they did it. They followed through for the most part, and I am just impressed. just bravo to Marvel, bravo to Disney. I expected them to just make like another Disney movie, have a happy ending and whatnot, which I guess is kind of spoilers. It's not the happiest of endings, but it is an ending that they were brave enough to do, and I believe that they succeeded very well with it. The ending credits, there's only one this time. I believe some of the other Marvel movies had like 2 ending credits. This time it was only one, so you need to only wait for one. The ending credit was, good, cryptic as always. Makes you do your homework on what they're saying. So that was good, man. I don't think I've seen a movie before where they've had this massive cast of characters in it, and every single character fit the role so perfectly well. Like, it was just magic. Like, there are some movies where, like, I know a lot of people like the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, but I didn't really like it. I didn't like him as Spider-Man. I liked the next guy a little bit more in Amazing Spider-Man. I can't remember his name. I liked him a little bit more as Spider-Man, but Tom Holland, perfect Spider-Man. Just perfect. And I didn't really read the comics growing up, but there were plenty of Spider-Man games that came out, which, from my understanding, a lot of them followed the comics pretty well. And so I got an idea of what Spider-Man should be like. I got an idea with what other characters should be like. I did watch cartoons as a kid of how they portrayed Spider-Man, and I believe those were pretty close to the comics as well. So I have an idea what these characters should be like, and every single one of them fits it so perfectly. Like the Hulk, I can't remember that actor's name, but he's the best Hulk that I've seen. I didn't really like the last Hulk either. I actually never finished. The Hulk before the last one. The last one was when he was fighting that skull creature thing. I can't remember what it was exactly. So before this last Hulk, the Hulk before that, didn't really like him. I always fell asleep throughout that movie. I've never finished that movie where they had those big, huge dogs and stuff. Never finished that movie. That movie had horrible pacing. I fell asleep. I got bored. Just wasn't that great. So that's my thoughts on the Hulk. Black Panther, choice. It wasn't just some Joe Schmo that they got off the street. Chadwick Boseman, I think his name was. Such a good choice. Who else? Iron Man, of course. Robert Downey Jr. is the best with him. Man, it was just such a good movie. And I'm getting gas right now, so I'll be right back in a minute. So yeah, I don't remember where I left off. I have such short-term memory. It's amazing that I remember this movie at all. There were some amazing jokes in that movie. Oh my goodness. Those jokes were superb. I should probably turn that down. Those jokes were superb. Just the best jokes. They didn't feel forced like how some other movies try to do their jokes. Like, I guess with The Last Jedi, I felt like some of the jokes were forced and they were trying to mimic Marvel a little bit. So they fell a little flat sometimes. They weren't as funny, but these Marvel jokes, they're great. And from what I understand, when the cast was on set, they were all having fun with each other. They enjoyed being around each other. And I follow Robert Downey Jr. on Instagram, and he's always posting things about him with the cast and them doing things, and how it seems like they all just like being around each other, and it really shows in the movies. Well, in this movie, that they work well together. They are great together. This is one of the few movies I have to give a 10 out of 10 on. I can't think of any other movies I've given that kind of rating for at the top of my head. This movie deserved a 10 out of 10. This is definitely the best Avengers movie. I don't know if I'd rank it above Thor Ragnarok, and I loved Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved Black Panther. Actually, I might have to put this as my favorite Marvel movie. It was just so good, and everybody blended together so well. There was just so much chemistry there, and the director did every character justice. Every character had, a part in it. They didn't just show up and then just kind of disappeared. Everybody had a part in it, and you saw their part in what they did. And Now, sure, some characters had more screen time than others, but everybody got their due diligence with screen time and what they did in the movie. If you're a fan of, you know, every one of the Marvel characters except for the 2 that didn't show up, which I don't know if this will be a spoiler if who doesn't show up, so I'll just warn you right now, possible slight spoiler. The 2 cast members, or the 2 heroes that didn't show up, were Hawkeye and Ant-Man. They didn't show up in this movie, which is fine. Everybody else, everybody got their due diligence, everybody got their screen time, everybody had a major importance in the movie. It was just great. I love the movie, and I definitely recommend it for everybody to go see, especially if you've seen the previous Marvel movies as well. Those will really help you out, especially seeing movies like Black Panther. Thor Ragnarok would really help. Civil War will help a little bit too. Captain America Civil War. Those would help. It was just such a good movie. It didn't feel like it was almost 3 hours long. I'm just surprised about that. I feel like that's the first time I've ever watched a long movie like that where I didn't feel its length. Like, honestly, I probably feel like the movie was a little short. To be honest, like, I just wanted to keep seeing more. I just wanted more things to happen, but I understand that they had to cut it down to make it short, probably for some contractual reasons or whatever. But I wish it was a little bit longer. Maybe I'll get that a little bit longer with like an extended director's cut movie or something edition. Then I'll get my full length and see more, because I just really wanted to see more. I mean, they even explained the villains and their purposes, their roles. They did just throw out these henchmen and villains for no reason, and they just out there doing things, and you didn't understand why they were there or weren't there, or why they had, you know, the villains were even explained too. Everybody, it was just so good. It was such a good movie. And there's this one part, that just had me dying of laughter. If you ever watch Game of Thrones, you'll immediately catch why. It took me a minute to process what was going on, so it was such a great movie. 10 out of 10. I recommend everybody go see that movie. I can't gush on it enough. It was such a good movie. Go see it. You will not be disappointed. Wow. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you give a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because, you know, I'll be doing these vlogs while incorporating things such as gaming news, tech news, movie reviews, and all that jazz. They'll be all incorporated in my vlogs. I'm doing things a different way to make things a little more personable and fun. Bring you guys on a journey with me. So subscribe down below if you're liking this. If not, that's fine. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down, dislike, whatever. Comment down below what you thought of the movie. No spoilers though for the other people that haven't seen the movie. So I'm gonna try and, you know, make sure that nobody posts spoilers. If you do post a spoiler, I will delete your comment. Not like a lot of people will comment anyways, but if you do post spoilers, I'll be deleting comments up until like a certain point where I forget to keep up on this video. So do all that fun stuff. I'll catch you in the next video.